YouTube faithful, what's going on? It's Flex Friday, baby. We made it to the end of the week. Another week. We're blessed to be at the end of this week. We got a 12 or 13 NBA game today. There's golf going on. We got football coming up Sunday. We had football last night. What a banger that was. We're going to go over the recap for that. I'm going to have a week 10 football video this week dropping tomorrow for you D-Gens, giving you my 5 favorite looks for the week. But today we're going to cover probably 4 to 5 plays that I want to discuss for the NBA Flex Friday slate. Now, full disclosure, I use my Flex Friday for NFL. I have no interest in using it for NBA. If you want to use it for NBA, go ahead. It's a free roll lineup, which means you get to make your own lineup and do your best ability, and it don't matter if you win, lose, draw, you're getting that money back. You're getting it in promo funds, but let's keep it a buck, comment guy. You're going to use the funds anyway, so it's a freaking free roll. Test your skills, test your might, old school Mortal Kombat style, and get in the mix. Now, if you're interested in a channel that keeps it 100, focuses on all the sports and focuses on process above all, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, possibly leave your boy a comment, and I'm going to try to get it all done in 10 minutes or less. Can we do it? Start the clock, comment guy. Let's get this thing going. Right out of the gate, the first thing I'm going to discuss is D Fox. And I ain't talking about red hair and bushy tails. I'm talking about De'Aaron Fox for the Sacramento Kings, and he's playing the Los Angeles Clippers. We got a battle of the battle of California, Sacramento versus Los Angeles. Who's going to win? Well, I don't know, man, but let's look into this and let's dissect. Overall, the Clippers are ranked 9th in forcing turnovers. We know that D Fox turnovers is a wagon. In fact, if you go look at his last 20, you can see 1, 4, 5, 6, 3, 3, 6, 2, 5. The only thing I care about, comment guy, is range of outcomes. And from the start of the season, that's 10-26, all the way over here where he had a phenomenal game holding on to the ball. He didn't let it go. He didn't want to let it go versus Toronto. He's covered this in all but last game. And since he had such an amazing performance last game, well, technically, he only had 2 over here versus the Wolves, but I'm going right back to the well. It's been a wagon, baby. Look at the wagon. Look at the last 5 Kings. Rejoice. But 70% of his last 10, if you take out 1, 2, 3, if you take out these 2, okay, because he's only played 8 games so far, he's covered in 6 of 8. That's crazy. We're taking it. If he sells, baby. He's got a high usage rate. He's going to be playing high minutes. If you want to see something, the more minutes he plays, the more turnovers he's got. Now, if you filter it to turnovers forced to the old point guards, they're ranked 15, which is middle of the road, but I don't care. I will say this insight down here, which is a little weird. He's failed to exceed 2.5 turnovers in 5 of his last 6 games versus top 10 defenses. I don't understand how that's possible. So he's actually turning it over less the better the defense is. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a stat that makes any sense. I'll call that an anomaly. Again, his usage rate is just off the charts. In fact, speaking of charts, I got him right here in my handy dandy notepad. This PDF is in the court. I release it. It gives you their average minutes played per game so far this season, their usage rate, their fantasy point per minute, and their average fantasy point total. You can see right here, De'Aaron Fox, his usage rate is 28%. That's high. That's extremely high. And he's also averaging 1.10 fantasy points per minute for what it's worth for you. And he's also averaging 40 fantasy points per game in a total of 8 games so far this season and 36 minutes. So if you wanted to get an idea of how he was going to perform fantasy score-wise, you'd take 1.10, multiply it times a roughly 35, okay, because this is his minute average for the season. You're going to get roughly 37 to 38 fantasy points on average. So that is how you can determine that. Finding out his usage rate is also pivotal in finding out how many times he's going to shoot, assist, and everything else. So you can get that tool in the Discord. It's updated every day, and the thing is it's in a nice, neat, organized place for you to find it. You don't have to surf all over the web looking for it and everything else. Negative's helping me out with that, also a Discord member, so shout out to him for helping me out with that. But that's what I got to say about D Fox turnovers. Now, should you anchor a turnover prop? Well, that's up to you, comment guy. I probably won't anchor it. It is in 2 of my lineups so far, but I will not anchor it. I will be taking it on PrizePicks above all because that is where I will get the best payout because of their fixed payout structure, baby. Now, if we go to the trifecta and we go look at DG Fizzy, that's DG Fantasy for the layman, you can see over 2.5 turnovers. It's only been given on a few books. Most of these are the underdog, rebet, or whatever that is. I think this is Flip. I'm not even sure, or Vivid Picks or something like that. And then MGM. I would really be curious to see what Caesars puts it out for DraftKings and FanDuel before to get a full picture, a full idea. But Fox at 22.5 points is also severely low. Even his points assist. I mean, I will have exposure to his points at 22.5 as well. It's just too freaking low, y'all. Okay, it just is. And then on the other side of that coin, you get the run back, probably going to be the thumbnail, and that is none other than Norman. I'm a wagon Powell this season. Absolutely, the man's been a wagon. Look at this. He's 22.5 on every other book, so you have to automatically know his line is moving up to 22.5. So at 21.5, that is a must play. If he sells, comment guy, well then he sells. The man's just been a freaking wagon. The last 5 kings are jumping up out of their chair and being like, is Cap a last 5 king? Oh my God. No, I'm not a last 5 king. I've been on Powell since bang, October 30th. I've been riding this train. I got no reason to get off of it. I got 2 tickets, one for me and one for my woman. And we're riding that train until he turns red because he's just an insane usage rate demon this season. He's also taken all the shots, and I love the matchup. It's a pace-up spot. Let's go find Mr. Powell. And also, this gives you a 1v1 skinny stack. You say, hell, Crush, I ain't interested in taking Fox's turnovers. You go right ahead, and you take Fox's points. And then you have a 1v1, and it's crispy, if you ask me, fella. Now, they're 11th in points allowed for shooting guards, which may seem like a little bit of a fly in the ointment, but the Kings historically play fast. I'm not afraid of it. Look at these minutes. Minutes equals money. 34, 34, 31, 30, 35. You got James Harden dishing it to him. He's just splish, splash. Field goals. 10 shots, 15 shots, 14, 21, 22. Now, I will say this. His field goal attempts has been trending down, and that is unfortunate. So he was getting 22, 21. This is when I started the wagon, and then 14, 15, and now all the way down to 10, and that is kind of something for concern. So technically, if you're going by trends, it would be time to get off. Pause. Woohoo! Pause. But his minutes have been trending up. So his shot attempts have been trending down, but his minutes have been trending up, which gives me a net neutral. So I'll stay on that train until he chalks. And if you look at D Jizzle, you can see it's 22.5 on Pinnacle, and it's basically a 50-50. If this goes up to 22.5, it will be a 50-50. So you want to get it on PrizePicks while you can before they bump that mug, because I promise you it's going to be bumped city. And I will tell you this, the fact that his field goal attempted lines at 16 is all the bells and whistles and alarm bells, because check it out. Only 10, only 15, only 14, 21, 22. So he's either going to be shooting up to that 20 again because they're pricing it at 16, or this line's way off and it doesn't make sense. You give me Norman Powell shooting 17 times, and he's hitting 22 points, unless he just decides to have a trash game. And, well, you know, if that happens, well then chug it, baby, to the very depths of hell, as Goldlocks would say. Now, that's 2 that I like. Clear the board. Let's talk about AD. Now, Anthony Davis has been doing AD type things. He's been shooting, he's been dishing, he's been rebounding, he does it all. But looky, Captain Crush has got a hooky, because they got him over here at 28. Now, they had him at 27.5. You can still get the alternative line over on Chalkboard, Sleeper, or everywhere else. They have it at 27.5. I was able to lock in over there. But at 28, now he needs 29. Not saying he can't get 29, but I'm off of it. I'm off of it like wet laundry. I don't even know what that means, but I'm off of it. At 22.5 to Gabi, I'm in the mix. Sign me up. Give me all the Gabi for I'm in the mix for 22.5. And because I didn't want to take 28, I scrolled my grubby paws and fingers down here to 2.5 assists. Now let's go investigate. And back to Powell real quick. I will say this. The only thing that sucks about Powell right now when I think about it, he's due regression. And I need him to just hold off the regression one more time. I'm begging him to hold off, but yeah. Look at this matchup for AD. Against power forwards, they're ranked 29th in points allowed. It's cinema. They're 16th in assists allowed, which is pretty much a net neutral, 50-50. But let's go look at his assist, okay? He's averaging basically 2 a game. So all he has to do is get 1 above his average, and he's green. So we look at potential assists, right? 5 here, not any. 3, not any. 6. Most of his assists are going to be off of little like dump offs to the outside, okay? So it should be high probability that he gets it done. It is going to be sweaty. I prioritize his points, but because PrizePicks bumped it, it's kind of putting me in a shoebox with a tight lid on it. So I pivoted over to his dimes. If he sells, he sells. He had 4 and 3. Well, this is last season, so it doesn't even matter. But if you look at his last 20, 60% of the time, I mean, Davis is going to dish dimes every now and again. Is he going to get it? I don't know. I've seen his line as high as 3.5 assists this season, but definitely his points gobby is the priority, absolutely at 22.5. I don't think you can go wrong with it. The only way I could see him not getting this, folks, is if the game's just a trash blowout, which if that happens, well then, you know what they say, don't you? Chug it all to the very depths of hell, baby, because that's what you can do. Now, before I go further, let's go back to DG, and you can see Anthony Davis assists at 2.5 is pretty good in our favor in the market data. You can see his points rebounds at 40.5 is in our favor. That's actually pretty good. But what if you do if you scroll down to his PRA? It's 43.5. It's pretty much 50-50. That is in play. But look, his points at 28 because PrizePicks is fleecing. It's 27.5 everywhere else, and PrizePicks says, nope, we're just going to make it 28. We're going to make you suffer. So, you find it at 27.5 and you take that. Don't give PrizePicks the satisfaction of extracting an extra half point of value off you, because forget that. One thing that PrizePicks notoriously does is they'll bump his points. Captain Crush, I hate taking bumps on PrizePicks. I just hate it. So then I'll pivot to something else I like from the same player, like his assist. That chalks, and then the original line cashes like no sweat, and then I get so annoyed with that. I get so annoyed with that, but it is what it is. That's all I got to say about AD. And then let's look at Kevin Durant. 25.5 points. It was at 26. They moved it back down to 25.5. I like the matchup. I ain't scared. KD's been doing KD-like things, the Slim Reaper. But the best part is he's a boost on Chalkboard right now. You can use promo code CRUSH and get on Chalkboard. You can have no maximum, and it pays 1.95x. The best place to take Kevin Durant's points right here, right now, on November 8th, Flex Friday, is on Chalkboard because they're paying you almost 2x to take it. And that, my friends, is crispy. Okay, it's just that simple. Now, if we go look at Dallas's defense, you can see they're ranked 16th in points to small forward, but I believe he's going to want to turn up for this matchup. Obviously, there's implications here. You can see he's getting heavy minutes, 37, 38, 37, 38, 38. He's averaging 37 minutes a game. A healthy KD is a KD that likes to score. 23, 20, 16, 13, 20, 21. If we can get a close game here, folks, I don't see any reason why KD can't get 26 points unless he just turns into friggin' Mr. Facilitate and his shot just doesn't fall. I mean, there's always a scenario. We're trying to avoid that. We're trying to speak positivity. Hopefully KD does KD things and he gets this done. By the way, this line's been moving all day long and it's probably going to go back to 26 at some point. Take it on Chalkboard. I'm begging you. That's where the boost is. There's no reason to take it on PrizePicks. You can, but on Chalkboard, you will get paid a handsome amount, a lot more. Now, tonight, there will be a live stream in my Discord around 5:15 Central Time, like always, where we'll make a community slip. We'll break down any breaking news, other live callouts, etc. My projection sheets for NBA and my fantasy point per minute tool are both posted. You can see here the projections for NBA and for the player averages, usage rates, fantasy points per minute. It's all posted. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. And then my daily props are also posted, as well as 2 lineups. And I did some overnight stuff as well. Quick recap of yesterday. If you are in the Discord, this is what you can expect for NFL. I do a projection sheet like this for every NFL game. Okay, well, that'll give you exact like that. And this is what we did. Brown receiving yards, cash. Burrow yards, cash. King Henry, longest 19.5 rush, chalk. That killed me. Gesicki, 11 fantasy points, also chalk. These were the 2 misses. Gesicki had opportunities. They just went with Hudson Moore. What can you do? So those two chalked. And then Mark Andrews, 39 receiving yards cash, as well as the Andrews-Gesicki combo, which is what we pivoted to after this got bumped. So technically that's a net neutral. Lamar Jackson, 1.5 pass TDs cash, and 236.5 passing yards also cashed for a grand total of 5 and 7. Now, like I said, 2 or 3 of this from this list and make a lineup. This is a shootout script. Not all these are going to hit. 4 of 6. It actually was 7 props. I went 5 of 7. Okay, so I exactly predicted how it was going to go. Anytime you get 4 of 6 or 5 of 7 on a daily prop list, that's mint. It's very hard to do that day in and day out, and it won't happen every day. Sometimes it'll sweep, sometimes it'll reverse sweep. Sometimes it'll be 50%. On average, it's going to hit 55 to 60% of the time, but this doesn't include the live stream callouts that we had, and there was a bunch of them. Now, yesterday, NBA was poverty. Chris Paul sold. Keontae George sold. I mean, the NBA was just absolute poverty yesterday, but that happens. But there was a ton of green beans for the football game that we had. We also had Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. Chase Brown, anytime touchdown. I had Lamar Jackson under rush attempts. We had the Andrews-Gesicki combo. T-Dez says, only been in the court for about a week, and dang, Cap, your knowledge is freaking great, bro, on how to configure slips. Thanks. Hey, man, I didn't even see that till right now live when I'm recording this, and I do appreciate that. One thing that I want to tell you guys, do not join this Discord or any Discord just hoping to get spoon-fed winning plays every day. It ain't gonna happen, and anyone that tells you that is just marketing and fleecing. I focus on teaching you process, how to build lineups, how to build slips, how to do game stacks, how to use research tools. I give you all my plays, but I do way more than just giving you plays. And at the value you're getting it at, $25 a month, $15 for new members for your first month, it's absolutely insanity what you're getting based on what you're putting into it. Plus, you're getting an entire community to sweat with you. And in addition to that, you're getting feedback straight from me. You got Green Bars, who looks like he did a live slip. I don't know how. Okay, because Derrick Henry was a demon. Good for him. Kicks said layups. Yeah, yesterday football was good. I didn't even put out a daily prop list for NBA yesterday because I knew it was going to be poverty. I touched on it on YouTube because, I mean, I have to. But yeah, I knew it was going to be poverty. Hopefully today it turns around. There's a lot of games. But NBA is still going to be hit or miss, guys, until we get more sample size. I'm a big data-driven guy. We need more sample sizes. So make sure you're in that live stream today at 5:15 Central. I got to remember to post my own winning slips. I got a couple of slips posted under Captain Slips and through the Dub Club. You'll get it all there. All my projection sheets and everything else, roll member slips, everything. In addition, you go to CaptainCrush.net, you go to the gold package, and it'll take you here, right here. And make sure you get the gold. Silver is just going to give you Dub Club access, no Discord. It just gives you 2 to 5 daily plays. The gold is the big thing that you want. You click that, click subscribe. It'll take you here, and then enter promo code SWEEP for new members. I'll link it in the comments. Apply. Your first month is $15. I was supposed to take this away weeks ago, but I kept it in because I'm doing the Lord's work. Now show up. We'll be in the live stream. We're making those community slips. I love doing that with you guys, and it ain't stopping today when we got 13 games, so let's keep this train rolling. Now, there's a bunch of other plays that I like that have already been bumped. They're on that list, so if you want to take bumps, that's up to you. Sooner than later, we'll be able to go to these fantasy scores, and we'll be able to get crispy. But I do want to tell you something. That Detroit Hawks game could feed families. I'm looking at you, Tobias Harris, at 33 fantasy score. It's high, but the matchup is crispy. I'm looking at you, Jaden Ivey, 32 fantasy points. The matchup is crispy. Either one of these could be the guy. It could even just be Cade Cunningham. And then you could run it back with one of the Hawks. I probably won't. I'll probably just stick to one. We'll cover that on the live stream today. And then the same thing with this Pacer game, man. You got LaMelo Ball. You got Pascal Siakam, who cooks. I don't know why they gate-kept his minutes last game versus Orlando. That wasn't hitting. But Miles Turner's in an elite spot. So is Halliburton. So is Benedict. All these guys are in good spots. Use that fantasy point per minute tool and see if you can find any value. And then always check DG and make sure you are not leaving any value on the table. One thing that I will say, it saves you a lot of time. For example, Peyton Pritchard, 15 points. He's 15.5 everywhere else. If you want to find Peyton Pritchard's alternate line at 14.5, that would be the move. But you take out Peyton Pritchard, and you can see everything popping. You're going to see a lot of fantasy scores being juiced under as always because they're always overpriced. Cade Cunningham and Trae Young over point combo at 50, minus 133 on Pinnacle. That could actually be pretty good. Cade Cunningham, 8.5 assists. Less is being juiced heavy. Julius Randle, 12.5 RA. I actually like that. I put that in earlier before I even saw it here. Jeremy Grant, less, 18.5 points. That's 17.5. You know it's going to move. Make sure you are checking this every single day. Find the discrepancies and go from there. Use promo code CRUSH. You'll get 25% off your first month. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's a bunch of stuff on here. Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart, Bilal Coulibaly, who sold everyone the last time. He's back in the mix? Question mark? Well, maybe not. I don't know, man. We're going to build a community slip that's hitting today. I can feel it in my bones. Maybe it's Karl Anthony Towns season. But folks, I could go on and on, but I want to cut it short because I'm out of time. I said 10 minutes. It's going to be like 20. It's already 2:30. It's time to publish. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.